tuning in to BS Talk. She came to keep it 100, not the BS, y'all. So listen to Queen Key. She here with some free game. No he say, no she say, but maybe a replay of the news, giving views, and she dropping shoes. Maybe even a couple tools that you can use. Yeah, cause there's a lot we need to talk about. So we gon' kick it like we chillin' at the barbershop. BS Talk. BS Talk. BS Talk. This is BS Talk. Yeah. BS Talk. BS Talk. Yeah.
Hello and welcome to Queen Key BS Talk. Today we will be talking about the gun violence that's going around. Please listen to the different views and tune in every Monday at 6 o'clock. Thank you. Please like, share, and comment. Thank you. How you feel about all this gun violence that's going on right now?
Yeah, now you referring to the city, nationwide, or worldwide, or what's your demographic that what you talking about?
I'm talking about worldwide, and starting with it like worldwide is like, let's start with your city, like first, cause this where we at.
Yeah. I mean, you gotta understand, Q, like gun violence is just worldwide, period, right? I mean, we humans are we creatures of habit. I mean, the world was built on violence, period, right? But then that we in the last days, of course, we're going to see more and more of that going on, I feel. I mean, just look at the world around us, right? Look at the media. Look what's propagating. They say art imitate life and life imitate art. I say it's both. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right now, of course, the youth, they don't really have any positive. There's no mixture anymore. Back when we was growing up, we had consciousness rap, and we had the gang rap, right? Now it's all about drilling. If you're not talking about drilling, you're not getting on, period. So that matriculates to the youth. You see what I'm saying? We're being programmed.
Yep.
So of course, go ahead.
Yeah, so basically you saying the programming that's around, our kids are being programmed to do exactly what's going on. Not even just kids, because us in general, us people, period, are being programmed to act a certain way. So basically what you watch,
whatever you digest, right? Whatever you meditate on.
Yeah.
What you meditating on. But of course, gun violence, I mean, it's rough out here. Look at the pandemic. You know what I mean? I feel like a gun violence is more of a trickleation or a cause and effect, a lack of opportunity. It's been like that. But we feel like it's going to get worse. Of course, it can get worse, right?
Yeah.
Because there's no opportunity. You gotta make that decision within yourself. We programmed to hate each other. You know what I mean? So that's how I feel.
So we gotta start loving one another again, and know and realize that everybody has a purpose.
Exactly.
You know, and some people need to find out their purpose.
Yeah, it's an inward journey though. You know, we got to start looking at our brothers and sisters through their precious eyes. Yeah. We drinking their Kool-Aid. You know what I mean?
Falling in that trap.
Yeah, exactly.
Falling in that.
Yeah. So just knowledge yourself. You know, when you really know who you are, that's when you cultivate love. You know what I mean? You can manifest opportunities from within. You don't ask for freedom, you take it, but you take it from the spiritual standpoint. You dig what I mean? Yeah. So I mean, it's a journey. It's definitely a journey. Because once you get knowledge yourself, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. You know?
Yeah. And I think a lot of that knowledge is going to start from, let's just say, your parents instilling it in you, letting you know that you're a prince. You're a princess. Stop calling your child bruh and little nigga and I mean all kind of little bitch and all kind of just names and stuff, retard, whatever. Start letting them know who they really are. And they ain't.
Speak to the king or the queen within your child.
Yeah, and they need to start hearing that more, because if you hear negativity, then you start thinking negative. So a lot of our kids are being programmed with negativity. A lot of us are being programmed with negativity. We ain't even coming home to positive. So we already got that anger in us when we hit the street. from leaving the house.
Yeah.
You know.
It's all about reprogram. You gotta reprogram your mind, but for the gun violence, the street, that's a street life in itself. You can't separate the two. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Guns and street go hand like it's like guns and dogs. It's like steak and eggs. That's part of it. You know what I mean? You gotta know what you signed up for.
Yep.
So that's how I feel about with guns. Because it's rarely that you get if somebody's getting killed by somebody they don't know. That's rare.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You try to keep your enemies close.
Yep.
Yeah.
And one of the things I heard you say is, you said that meditation. A lot of people, they ain't getting into. So if you don't know nothing about prayer or whatever, learn about meditation. People should wake up every day and at least meditate about where they want to be. Start off positive.
Visualize it, right?
Yeah, because if you can see it, and you definitely can be there. A lot of people don't have no type of vision. They waking up every day thinking they living in a song or living in that program that they just watched the other day.
Yeah.
So
I call that the lower self, right? If you living every day, basically just, okay, what I'm gonna eat, how this deal gonna get paid. Basically, you living for survival.
Yeah.
That's you cultivating your lower self, right? The higher self is having a plan, you visualizing everything that you see in the world, right?
Yep.
It started in our mind first.
Yes.
Everything that we see.
Yes.
I get my haircut now, right? Before you became a barber, you started in your head. Before this podcast, you was talking about, you speaking into that existence.
Speaking into existence, yes.
It starts with a thought process. You gotta control your mind. One of my favorite books is The Kabbalion, right?
What was that?
The Kabbalion. That's my favorite book. I suggest everybody read that too. It's one of it's basically teach about spiritual laws, right? Say the universe is mental and all is mind. All is mind. The universe is mental. The entire universe is mental.
Yes.
That lets you know, right? The power of the mind. That's what the battlefield is.
So powerful.
Yeah. So if the person got your mind, you got your life. Man.
That's true.
I think that's
so the first person that should have your mind is you. If you ain't got it and you letting somebody else control it, then hey, you already lost because you don't even know you yourself. Somebody else know you better than you already know yourself because they understand that the mental is so powerful and so strong. So if somebody understands that and you don't understand it, they already got you. Come on. If I can get to you mentally, I'm already one up on you.
And it goes back to the whole conversation of gun violence, right? It goes back. These prisons, right?
Yes.
As you already know, they're privately owned. The music business got an ownership of that, right?
Yep.
So the more they promote that, the more kids, you see what I'm saying?
More cash. Come on. It's a business.
It's a big scheme, man.
Yeah.
It's an evil genius type of plot that you gotta realize, you know?
But I ask you just like this because a lot of us be like, man, they devils and they doing this, but at the end of the day, let me ask you this: if you was on top and you can do the same thing that they're doing, if you could do that and run the world, would you?
No.
How would you do different?
You don't have to. That's our power. That's the difference between God. When I say we gods and goddesses, that's the difference between God and the devil. God, we manifest our desire. We don't have to oppress. We don't have to. Check this out.
Okay.
Back in the day, right? We think that white people out there, we think they're oppressive. The oppressor came from Europe, right? That's not true.
Okay.
We drove them to Europe. We taught them civilization. We ruled Europe. We ruled Spain. The Moors did. But we didn't really oppress them or enslave them. So that goes to show we are loving people. That's who we are innately.
I think we are.
We ruled the world before they did. It's their time now. 6,000 years ago, we ruled this. We ruled Europe. You know what I mean?
So if we was ruling, then how would you take over? Was it with guns?
No, I wouldn't even. No, it wasn't even God. It's about mental because we don't know who we are anymore. We don't know our power. You see what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
It just goes back with knowledge, right? Like if you follow the Islam or follow the 5% nation, right? Right now we in a 6,000-year self-forgetfulness. So when I say us as a people, we in this self-forgetfulness. We don't know the greatness that we came from. We don't know that we were the father and mother of civilization. We don't know that we were the alchemists, the sages, the doctors, the scientists. We don't know. We taught them everything.
Yes.
I'm talking about in Europe.
Yes.
The whole world, right?
So basically,
any continent, even Asia, the original samurai was black. China, Buddha was black. We're the fathers and mother of all civilization. We don't know this. So if you don't know this, and all you're looking at is TV, you're looking at the real N-word, nigga, this, whatever. That's what you think. That's what you think that you are. You don't know that you are God. You don't know that you're a god or a goddess. So, you see what I'm saying? That's why their type of slavery is we had slaves even back then, but we did not destroy their culture. We didn't destroy their history. We didn't do that. It wasn't as atrocious. They wiped us out for our culture, language. We don't know anything about the self-greatness within us. So that's how they got the one of the points. Does that make sense?
And it's so crazy, the way that you're saying it is, it's so crazy because, see, we always look at being robbed with guns and knives. Yeah. But we've been robbed with knowledge.
Everything.
The most powerful thing that you can rob somebody with is knowledge, that mental, that mind. If you can steal that from them and they don't know nothing about it, you see, because it's out there. You can't. It's out there for you to know.
It's an age of information. It's really not it's not an excuse anymore.
Come on. So most people don't even recognize they're looking for somebody to come in and take something from them with some gun or some knife. But shoot,
that's on a lower level.
Come on.
Yeah.
Most people are being robbed.
Being robbed from your own knowledge of self. That's what it really is.
Come on. Stop. Hey, the violence got to stop.
Yeah.
The knowledge got to be more because that's the biggest thing in this world that you can gain from anybody. I don't care, from a little child to the grownest person in this world. You got knowledge. You got power.
Yeah. Knowledge is power. You gotta understand, that's their game anyway. With guns and knives, I mean, if that's the case, I mean, the U.S. they can wipe us all out. That's not our power. Our power is mental and spiritual.
Yes.
You dig what I'm saying?
Yes.
So once we master that spiritual alchemy, as I call it.
And a lot of us have gotten away from that, and we're turning to the gun because we feel like that's what's giving us power. And we out here so weak. That's why you're killing, because you're weak. Come on. The strongest person out here ain't got to fight with that.
You don't. It's a difference between playing chess, right, and being the chess, the maker of the game.
Yep.
That's how I look at it. You can either be a pawn, you can be a chess master. You make the rules of the game. That's where your spiritual power come from. But they try to demonize that spirituality that we had, that African spirituality. They want to demonize that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So it gets deep.
So basically, the most powerful thing is it's not that gun that's in each one of your hands. The most powerful thing is knowledge.
Knowledge in your mind. Find that knowledge.
So, you being a young man coming out of Chicago, how you feel about the gun violence with the young men in today's time with all of the killing going on?
I do feel like in Chicago it is definitely highlighted there more than other areas. And also, the culture that's going on right now, you can tell, like, some of the most popular artists are from Chicago, like Lil Durk, Chief Keef, like some of the most influential artists that have influenced the so-called drill culture that's out right now. And I feel like a lot of young brothers are influenced by. I feel like it's a very heavy topic. And I feel like it starts with education, us being educated properly on who we are as black people. I feel like it starts there at a young age in the school system. Just being from Chicago and attending Chicago public schools, I feel like we didn't get that proper education as children to help us to relate to each other as young black men. It was more easy to see each other as nothing really, because we didn't have no true identification of who we were. And so I feel like it's very bad what's going on. The killing and the shootings and stuff like that that's going on. But I feel like it starts with education and having a knowledge of self, like, and looking at each other like brothers instead of so-called ops and enemies.
So you feel like they look at each other that way because the music and not properly being educated?
Yes, I definitely feel like the music is definitely
a big influence.
Influencing very heavy. I feel like that's why some of the top artists out right now is from Chicago. I feel like a lot of the influence that is going on right now with that whole culture, just the pushing of it. Like, this happened before, but like, there's different times in history. And like artists that's out right now that's really big right now from Chicago, like Lil Durk, like I said before.
Yeah, and then they be some of the biggest artists. So we gotta watch, what's put in front of us and our entertainment, because I feel like some of the better entertainers don't really get, no rep. Like they don't really get the, they don't get the pushing like the ones that's actually telling us to kill and do the drugs. They get a lot of people to stand behind them to actually, they get more play on the radio, they do more shows. So it's like their entertainment is pushed way harder than somebody that's really trying to educate us on not doing those things. So it's almost like in order for you to be popular, you got to be making music that's telling you to shoot, kill your brother and do drugs. Yeah, so we definitely got to be careful of the music that we listen to. So is that one of the reasons that brought you to Charlotte?
For sure. Charlotte was definitely a place of interest because of just a better environment in general. So like I had some people who was from here who knew about Charlotte and chose to come here because of a better environment than Chicago. In certain parts of Chicago.
Yeah. So being from that place, why do you feel like a lot of those people actually stay in Chicago? Like, why they stay? Why do you feel like they don't get away from that Bronx?
That's a good question, Keith. I'm gonna just start from my situation. Some people don't have relatives outside the state that they may communicate with or that they really close to that can help them. Also, a lot of us are not driven that hard to just leave on our own. Some of us are limited in mind. We're just limited to the environment. We don't. Some of us haven't even left the south side of Chicago or the east side of Chicago.
Yeah. So basically, they don't even know nothing about nothing else. They feel like that's it.
Yeah.
You take them somewhere that's foreign to them, like they don't know nothing about nothing else. So, you know what I say in that situation? As a parent, I feel like we gotta show our kids different. Like, even if they grow up in the hood, sometimes, even if you don't have a whole lot of money, you can show pictures, or take some of that money that you take and put into, different things, and at least let your child see something different. Don't make them think that this is it, like this is the only life you had to live, because just because we're stuck as a grown-up don't mean that our kids have to be stuck. They should have a choice to choose whether they want to stay, in that situation. So I feel like as a parent, you should at least try to show your child different. You know, show them something else. Like, it shouldn't be, you know, just where you're at, your neighborhood, where you grew up at. They should see better. Like, even if you're not living that type of life, take them outside of their environment and show them something different.
Right.
So when you go back and visit like Chicago and stuff, you still see some of the people living the same way. They
Sure.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how old are you?
I'm 31. I just turned 31 in February this year.
Yeah. That's
That's
all right. And that's real good that you made the choice to even get away. Did you grow up with your dad?
I grew up in the household of it was actually my grandparents' house. And my intermediate family was in there, my OG, my aunt, my uncle, my cousin. But no, my dad wasn't in the home. My only like father figure was like my grandfather. And he passed away in 8th grade. When I was in 8th grade, he passed away right before I transitioned to high school.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's when he could have influenced me the most, and I feel like that's when it really took a turn for the worse.
So once you lost that role model, you didn't have like another man role model step forward?
Not present, like in my face present. No.
Yeah, I think the community need to step up more and actually be an influence on
That's right,
a lot of these young men that, you know, don't have a positive male role model. So I think that's going to be very big in changing the way that things are.
Right.
So, but yep, appreciate you. So much. That's happy.
And I'm striving to get myself together.
Yeah, and we
be a positive.
Yeah, not only
Know what to say to the young brothers.
yeah, and not only to your so how you feel about all of the gun violence, you know, going around with the young black males in today's time right about now? How you feel about that?
Honestly, I feel the gun violence has definitely gotten way out of hand. There's a lot of guns in the children of youth these days. There are, you know, restrictions and things put in place, but they definitely need to be revamped and revised and definitely tightened up, because it's way too easy for our young brothers to get these tools of mass destruction in their hands. You know, and it stems from, you know, the lack of care for our community. So I think people definitely need to be held accountable, especially in our area. The mayor, you know, it goes up to, you know, these politicians putting these laws in place, and also it also falls upon, you know, the older generation, the OGs, the parents. It's because it's definitely within their power, and I think it's their responsibility to make sure they're not leaving their guns out where these kids can get them, or whenever their houses are, you know, their cars are getting broken into. That's what they're looking for. They're looking for your guns, you know. I think there should, you know, so it goes all the way across the board. It's stuff that, you know, us as, you know, adults and parents can do, and it's also, you know, more that, you know, people in the government, the politicians, and folks of that nature can do as well, you know.
So it's not like to me, like you're saying, like the first place where it needs to start really is in the home. And we need to push for basically the laws to be changed. The first place where it needs to start
Absolutely. To educate them, would they need definitely better education on these tools, and there's a time and there's a place for everything, and tools are to be utilized, at the right time, and maybe, the education will give them a little bit more respect upon these weapons, and I think definitely, there could be definitely more done about the education on them as well.
Yeah, I think that's real big too. I think a lot of these kids really don't respect the gun. Like they don't have no type of respect for it. They just go out here. It's almost like they don't even know that it's gonna kill somebody until after they did it. Then they want to be crying about the time that they're gonna have to put behind, doing it.
Right. Choices and consequences.
Come on. It's consequences behind everything that you do in life. And these kids run around here like they playing a video game. It's not a game.
Right.
Not a game.
And I think that's also a big part of the programming and the matrix, within itself is, the video games, and we see so much violence. It's so readily available at our fingertips. We may get on social media to see something, and now we're exposed to something that's disturbing our day, or upsetting our spirit, and you see it so much, it's almost like PTSD, and it may make you feel more inclined to carry that gun, and and more inclined to forget that you left it in your car because you just want it on you, or you want it, you have a gun car or whatever, but
definitely got to watch what you're listening to these days. Definitely very important, because it does something to your spirit. You listen to nice, calm music, and that's basically how you're going to be. You definitely got to watch what you're listening to, watch what you're watching on TV.
Yeah,
that's
because...
very big.
Yeah, absolutely, because people don't realize that, there's certain musical frequencies in music that will make your body respond without even knowing it. It's so subconscious. Just like how you speak ill into water and they show you how it changes the nature in it, Absolutely. Absolutely. And your system, there's so much water in your body. Your body is made of a biocrystalline system that also responds to these frequencies. So how they have like healing tones and everything. I like to listen to those a lot because when I'm on the road and everything, I find that it definitely helps a lot more. Because a lot of times I'll be in traffic and I may cut somebody off or do something crazy, and my other half will check what we're listening to, and if it's something crazy, like she'll turn it down and be like, hold on, wait, like let's reevaluate, like let's calm down, and I have to like check my own mindfulness and see how I feel in that moment, because the way you feel also determines the things you go out here and do. You out here.
Yeah, it's a big part. Yeah.
We're out here. Our generation is out here, threatening each other, and we know where each other is. But people are going live on Instagram, and people finding each other locations, and so I already know it's more of an inclination to stay strapped, and I understand that completely. But there's a time and place for everything, and I think with a little bit more, education and,
So basically, we need it as a parent, as an adult, as a village. We need to be more educational with our young men and girls out here. These teenagers,
Absolutely.
I don't think they're, educated on them, because you got so many adults that's acting like little kids. And then they want to talk about them like you're doing the same thing that they're doing.
And it's like a vicious cycle almost, if you don't know better, you don't learn better.
So you don't do better.
Exactly. And they're like little sponges. So all they do is just pick up on. They're just soaking it all up, you know. And just like how they can come to, you know, this environment right here, and you know, it's kind of like you're their therapist, and they can kind of like talk to you, and you know, you just like your very first episode, you were talking about having a chance to instill. You know, it's kind of like our responsibility as a village to kind of like not just be so wrapped up in ourselves and me and mine, and you know, and even if it is just you and yours, it's up to us to kind of like learn each other better, so we know how to, you know, heal each other, you know, and help each other and uplift each other as a community, you know. Absolutely.
Appreciate it.
Oh yeah.
That was real good.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
We definitely. I wanted to take off your glasses. So, how you feel about the gun violence that's going on today? You know, on the streets.
You know, it's funny to say that. It's crazy because I don't want to say, but kids, not saying they need guns, but it's coming to another generation, because you can tell by the generational change. And I just seen it from my eyes, like 5 years of peace. After 5 years, a whole nother generation. Not saying trying to be worse than the first generation or the generation before it, but it's like, just imagine your daddy, and I'm a daddy and I got a son. They're gonna expect my son to try to turn out like me.
Okay.
So I want a gunslinger or whatever they want to call them boys. My son gonna be one of them. They assume. They're supposed to assume. Because it's generational curses or past and shit like that. Other than that's the only reason why I say it's crazy about that. Because the generation, these 2000s, or what they call them, yeah, I think 2000. That's what I say, 2000 babies, regardless. But now we're in 2021, so it ain't 2000 babies no more.
Yeah,
whole nother generation.
So basically, you saying that a lot of this stuff is coming from like somebody daddy or they uncles might have been.
Well, I wouldn't see. I wouldn't put it on like the daddies or nothing like that, because once your daddy's son and it's in you, only thing your daddy can do is try to show you a better way. Because regardless of the fact, if your daddy said drugs or whatever going on, he trying to provide for a family. That's all I see it as. So they gotta feed him.
So is this father actually showing their child, like, is a child physically seeing their dad move this way?
See, that's the thing. That's another thing. If they is, I wouldn't say they shouldn't show them that way. But then again, you still got real life. That's all I can say.
So it's like if the kid is actually seeing it, then it's hard for him not to make a choice not to do it.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. But that's when the dad's supposed to come in and show him, like, son, the only reason why I'm doing this is because this the only way out. This is what I seen.
But have you ever heard the saying, you know, it's easier shown than told?
Yeah, that's why I say kids are sponges.
Yeah,
kids are sponges.
So you know, like, it's almost like if you see me out here and I'm on the corner selling drugs and I'm out here gang banging, I got all these guns and stuff, but you telling me, boy, this ain't the way, don't do this. Yeah. You know, it's kind of hard for a child to go a different route.
Hold on, that's when the hypocrite come in. You telling somebody not to do what you doing, you can't do that. I'm saying you can't do it, but you can, but it ain't gonna work like you wanted to.
Yeah.
Cause he gonna be like, nigga, you doing it and you making it easy. So that same thing with the guns. Shoot, if I can rob somebody, I'm gonna take it. That's how they feel. So, or then,
But what's the back in between behind like people out here robbing somebody for guns? Like, what's the consequences? Like, what these kids don't know that there's consequences behind it.
See,
So if you take something, you go out here, you got guns, you rob, shoot somebody, take their shit. Then what's the consequences for the person that just did that?
see, that's one thing they don't. That's why I say a whole nother generation. Cause the generation that, see, I'm a 90s baby. The generation that taught us was the 80s baby. And they taught us, don't get caught. Regardless, that's the first thing. Nowadays, it's like, we don't give a fuck if we get caught or not. We gonna make us, they trying to make a name for themselves or whatever, how they feel. Cause at the end of the day, everybody got their own wrong.
Yeah. So how you don't get caught? Because my thing is, I find that what happens is too many people talk. People go out here and get them a quick little $30,000, $40,000 lick. It's hard to hold that in. You out here straight, either telling somebody, or you either out here showing it by buying shit. So somebody know you don't went and got that from somewhere. So
and then the consequences behind that is, the point is, I think that's why I say new generation, they don't got. It's hard to say because it's really like they don't give no fuck.
So they don't care.
Like, I'm not saying they don't care, but it's like not even putting it on the music fault, cause that shit ain't nothing but entertainment. It's who mind's strong for real, who eyes open. Like, yeah, we can listen to YoungBoy and talk about drilling and all that, but who is ready to go? Who really ready to die, or who really ready to go to jail for 25?
Come on.
Sure.
So do they really believe in the consequences behind killing somebody or out here robbing somebody?
Hell no, because that's how all of them end up in jail.
Because they ain't believe.
How 5 people kill one person?
Come on.
How 5 people kill one person? It's only one gun. Unless you find a whole bunch of different shells in them, but by this time, shit. How y'all get locked up?
So how did all of them get locked up?
And then they do a
association?
Look, you already know. Conspiracy, yeah. They get hit with the conspiracy and all that. Conspiracy after the fact, conspiracy before the fact, and conspiracy ain't just, only thing conspiracy is, you can tell me you did something, now I'm a conspiracy of the shit.
Yeah. Because you didn't go tell that they did it. Yep. And they told you that they did it.
That's what conspiracy is. They just be, okay, I got a conspiracy. Yeah, somebody told you something. It's all type of way. That's the easiest way though. Conspiracy.
Yeah.
You telling somebody you did something, he didn't say shit. Now he gotta say something and he just snitched on you. So you told him.
So there's a lot of people out here talking because somebody done told them something?
By the time I ain't gonna say, most of whoever, the people that's really doing this shit out here, they don't wanna be they wanna be rappers.
So they doing stuff for, what they call it, clout?
Clout. Not saying like, clout get you where you wanna be, but that type of clout, you know it's always something up with that shit. It ain't no, like you said, it's always a consequence. Yeah, you can be in the industry all you want to, but you don't know what's behind that motherfucker.
Yeah.
They always say it ain't sweet games once you hit the industry. That's why you see more people trying to do independent. I'm independent. I got my own record label and stuff.
Yeah, so basically they looking from the outside in. They don't really know
they don't know
what it's about.
Right. So that's why I say when it comes to the music and shit, that shit really goddamn takes a toll to people. Cause I know I listen to music just to get my feelings out the way. Like if I'm mad, or I'm sad, I pick my mad and sad song. Or if I'm in the club, I pick my club song. You feel me?
Yeah.
But then you got the gun song. Like if you keep listening to it every day, by this time, shit, hey, if you ain't got strong mind, you gonna get stuck in it.
Okay, so with somebody doing something like that, because you know songs and stuff really influence a lot on how you feel in the next move that you make. So I think, you know, when somebody feeling like they want to go out here and hurt somebody or do something to somebody, you got to pick and choose your music wisely. So
yeah, you right.
So pick something calm.
Like,
Don't
this
pick
man,
something.
you ready to go shoot some shit.
Yeah.
And you start listening to Youngboy. You don't want to go shoot some shit.
Come on. Yeah.
See, me, if I get mad, I really listen to like some raw wave or some shit to calm down.
So I think more people need to learn, you know,
like how they be saying raw wave.
How to move different.
They be talking about raw wave crying. You can't listen to him whining too much. But he just tell you what the fuck he went through. That's all. And if you can't goddamn relate to that, you ain't really went through too much.
Some people don't know nothing about, like, you know.
Yeah, they listen to Boosie, but y'all ain't Boosie.
Yeah.
Y'all never Boosie.
Yeah. Well, some people don't know nothing about calm, relaxing music because they can't relate to it. They don't feel like it's good enough. They want, you know, when you listen to something that you can relate to, it's a little bit different too. It's a little bit different because it's a time and a place for everything, you know. So we definitely got to be careful about what we picking and choosing, you know, listening to. Because it can determine the next move we make. It can determine the next move you make. So.
Yeah, but that's when it comes. That's why when you was talking about what I think about the gun violence. Right now, I think why so much, they think they gotta protect themselves.
They think they gotta protect themselves?
Yep. Cause right now, that's how I feel.
Yeah, but it's a difference between protecting yourself and
doing the harm, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But then nowadays, you can go to the store. You say a nigga can say fuck you, and you say fuck you back. Now it's either, but they run into the car first of all if they ain't got it on them.
Cause they don't want it, but people ain't wanting to fight no more.
Yeah,
ain't fighting is after winning.
Hold on, that's a generation. See, the 80s, they'll fight. It take a long time for the 80s to shoot you. If you did something in the 80s to somebody to get shot, you just stole their money off rip.
Yeah,
it ain't nothing but money.
But what happens after the fight?
You feel me? They'll shake hands. They'll start doing business again.
Yeah, but see now when you fight, what happened after the fight?
You get shot.
Cause don't nobody want to be on social media for getting beat up.
Hold on, that was my generation.
Yeah, the 90s.
After the fight, if we done fought 3-4 times and you still want to fight, now I'm going to get it.
Yeah.
Cause everybody, we tired of fighting now by this time. But now it's the 2000s and these 21 babies. Hey, they ain't even trying. They ain't thinking about fighting your ass.
Yeah.
They gonna shoot you.
Yeah.
Cause they be like they scared to fight. They don't want to lose. These little niggas ain't even thought about fighting a loser.
Yeah.
They just ready to do it.
That's all they know about is that trigger.
That's why I say generational change is a fool.
Definitely gotta learn a different way. Definitely.
And then when you say young, they young. Let them grow. Let them grow. They gon' once they get in their cage and they get 7 to 10 years or something.
Life, whatever.
Look, that whole mindset. If it ain't changed, that means he done been through it a lot. So it be like that.